The divine tree is the tree of life. All life comes from this divine tree. In the beginning, nothingness filled the world. Then the Creator saw, descended from the sky. And his followers created the world. In the end, Soa sowed a seed on the earth. The seed soon grew to be a great tree. The great tree bore 108 fruits, and various life forms arose from the ripened fruits. Thus, 108 forms of life were created to fill the world. The divine tree completed its role, but the story says it is still protected by the signet of Soa.
And that is how you tell a story, thanks to Bishop Dill there of the Great Hat and amazing voiceover. For that backstory of the entire world. So yeah, that's just when I first played that blew my mind, just the idea, because this was back in like the year 2000 this got released alongside like Final Fantasy VII. That's the level of cutscene you're expecting. So yeah, that was pretty cool for its time. It sure puts my giant tree in Minecraft to shame. It's not divine. It hasn't spawned any new species yet. So now that we've learned all about the divine tree, we can head out and see what else is in Denengrad. So it's probably not as cool as the divine tree, but if we head further along here, we can find the Crystal Palace, which we saw in the last episode. You're not going to let me throw it. Yeah, we cannot go up to the Crystal Palace because there is apparently some sort of ceremony going on. So why don't we head... No, it's locked. Why don't we head this one? That's... I'm pretty sure that's not plot development. Fine, I'll play quietly in the house. Let me out of the house. So it's not this way. I believe I just accidentally, I was rushing too fast because I was LPing and I need to try and take things more slowly, and we're actually meant to go back over to there and talk to the other guy who was at the church because he has something important. Hello? What an ego this guy has. Like, who else introduces themselves going, "Who do you think you are? Do you realize you're talking to Librarian Ute?" I should do that. I should... People can come up to me and ask for the time and be like, "Do you realize you're talking to Cody Davies TV?" So yeah, what we want to do is we want to go to the library, but he locked the door. That was the locked room from earlier, so we need to we need to get him to unlock it. And Albert is a bit of a knowledge file. There's probably a proper word for that, but yeah, he loves books and reading and learning and chatting about the environment or whatever, so he's going to love this library. It's probably not quite as exciting as chasing silver-haired menaces across the world, but reading is also important because we learn backstory, which is a big part of this chapter, is figuring out what's going on in the greater scheme of things, as opposed to just running around solving small problems like killing dictators and defeating giant sea dragons. You know, big things, not defeating giant sea dragons. Those are just small things. See? There's Albert. That's our Albert. Ah! That was my attempt at a laugh track, but it just sounded like SpongeBob. I should just get a laugh track sound effect so I can use it and then my videos will be funny. That's how it works, right? Dragons? Cool, is it The Hobbit? I love that book. Alright, let's get to reading. Started yawning. No, I promise you it's more exciting than you would expect from a library in which you just read. So we find out about winglies who had their glory 11,000 years ago, but seem to have reappeared. So there's winglies around the place, just wingling about. So yeah, it turns out that the Virage were, you know, those things that we keep fighting that are big and ugly. I know that's not actually a helpful descriptor because that describes most of the things we fight. But yeah, they're basically they're what the winglies used as like a, you know, the big giant fighting monsters, an analogy to the dragons for the Dragoons. So we need to learn about the divine moon objects as well, because that's part of Lloyd's plot, collecting them all. He just needs to catch them all. And to the west, the untouched land, the Death Frontier. So yeah, you can see that there was each one of those places was a chapter. So we visited a chapter with a different moon object in each one. So yeah, a little bit of a hint. We might be looking forward to some sort of Death Frontier in the fourth disc. And if we go up one more flight, we've got Hashel Librarian Ute, which it's a funny name. Sorry, but it makes me think of a car, like a transformer. It makes me imagine that he's a librarian. There's also a transformer, and that's just hilarious. Albert. Wait, there's a portion of your book on politics that talks about dragons? I wish I had a book on politics that talks about dragons. That would make it a better book about politics. Like, what if they reimagined the US presidential election as a story about dragons? There you go, it's copyrighted, by the way. If anyone wants to use that, then they can pay me. Alright, well, I think after that exciting first bit of the chapter, and, sorry, I'm talking about chapters all the time now because we're in a library. After that exciting first bit of the episode, and the more reading-heavy final part of the episode, I think we will just finish this off and move on to next time, in which we're gonna have some more... Blah! I'm having trouble with breathing, apparently. Some more cool stuff. So next time on The Legend of Dragoon, we'll be learning more. A little bit of a spoiler for next episode here about the Black Monster. I will see you next time. Cody out. Actually, I'm back. I'm just going to do one more minute of this because I realized that in a minute there is going to be another super cool, awesome voice-overed cutscene with cool graphics, like the one at the start of this episode. So I want to start off the next episode with that. So if we just talk to Librarian Ute, or Oot, or whatever you want to call him over here, but let's call him Librarian Ute because he sounds like a transformer. He will, after being obnoxious for a little while, have a great story to tell us about the Dragon campaign, which he will tell us in a voiceover, and it's so cool, and I'm hyping it up because then you're gonna have to wait 2 days to see it in the next episode. That was my evil laugh. That wasn't me trying to do a laugh track. So, in the next episode, we are going to be seeing another pretty cool cutscene. So, next time on The Legend of Dragoon. Pretty cool cutscenes. Cody out.